we were very instrumental in getting these these emergency regulations passed, written by the health department in Richmond. But they are only good for 12 months. And the governor at our request upheld our request that we don't have to approve any more of these systems until the final regulations are adopted. We have a backlog. We've got about 1,200 of them in place, and we had approvals. The health department had approved a total of 3,200. So there's 2,000 out there that can be built anytime. But we stopped the health department from approving any more beyond that until the final regulations are adopted. I'm concerned that these emergency regs that are being adopted will only be in effect for 12 months, and then they go away. And I'm concerned that the state health department will not adopt final regulations, and we'll be right back to where we were before, without the requirements and restrictions and conditions that we put into our own ordinance we adopted last fall. So you could help, you can join us in lobbying the health department in Richmond and the state legislature to make sure that final regulations are adopted. And there are some changes that need to be made in the emergency ones, and I'll be more than happy to send you that information. We have, our staff has produced, our local health department has produced a comparison between the county ordinance that we adopted last fall and the emergency regulations that the health department, they have adopted. The governor hadn't signed them, so they haven't become final. Comparison point by point by point. And there's some things that are different that need to be corrected from our point of view. I'll be glad to share those with you.
So a letter from the town to the governor supporting them?
A joint letter, yeah.
We share the same concern because as they fail, who knows what the rate is. I suspect there'll be substantial pressure brought to bear on someone bailing them out.
That is correct.
And there's a lot of them in close proximity to Purcellville, which worry us. We have no intention of serving them, but at some point, something could happen.
We're getting that pressure on Raspberry Falls.
Right.
Big time, to run central lines with it. No, you're absolutely correct. That's why we've had the concern about them. They're complex. When everything works fine, they do a good job. But unfortunately, people don't take care of them, and everything doesn't work fine. They have many, many parts, many more failure modes than a regular system. And it shows up in the inspections that were just completed. 1,100 systems, 25% of it, 25% of it, bad shape.
Peggy mentioned that I think one other thing from the town's perspective would give us some comfort is we know that, I don't even know whether it's still on, but at that time, the owners of Autumn Hill filed a proper condition amendment requesting construction of what we call it the sewer club, whatever you want to call it. You said it's inactive. What gives us a lot more comfort if it's acted on and it's disapproved. Floating out, I don't know what inactive status means other than it's alive, it hasn't been killed. I think of concern is that the nature of that not being resolved in some sort of finality is disconcerting at the same time that the folks are requesting annexation for something. I certainly see what's going on. We're approaching a cliff of sorts, and perhaps with those owners. And how do you deal with it?
I will look at that, look into that. I'm not sure. I know the exact status of that. It may be inactive on their part.
Well, that's what I would
I
suggest.
think that's probably the
It
case.
has not reached.
And that
the
means
time
it cannot be acted on? Do they
No.
have to resubmit?
I don't know the exact status on it. I'd be more than happy to take a look at it. I'm not, they're not going to get approved.
I don't know what boards will take it up at what time in the future, but it's certainly, the longer it stays unresolved.
It would require a proper change in a public process and all of that, because the proper states, the only way they can develop there is with your central utilities. That's set. So any change from that would, it'd be a legislative process everybody would be involved.
Inactive generally means, Miguel, this is, inactive generally means it's the applicant that has taken a pause. That the county can't force that process to take the requirements. And certainly has not reached the planning commission level, and we have to go to the planning commission first.
Okay, let's,
Jason?
let's get, I'd like to ask our county attorney to come up and explain to you our difference of opinions, if he could.
Sure.
Because
Cleanly shaven, Jack.